This is the Irontrader. It is Monday morning, so it's time to go to work. So as usual, we are going to review crude oil here and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, buy the ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have crude oil, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, what do we got here? Well, you can see where, let me bigger up a little bit. Okay, we had a really nice run. And now we're above that 200 SMA. But you notice that this red candle, it went up higher and it ran right into this key 21 SMA, sitting at 79.28. And now you're basically bouncing between there and the 50 SMA here and this key 200 SMA sitting at, let's see, I got to tune that in a little bit. Yes. Okay, and your key 200 SMA, which is sitting at 77.64. Okay, so those are your key support levels. So you want to watch that 77.64 on the downside, and we want to watch this key 50-day at 77.46 here on your weekly chart. Now, again, if that is lost, then what we do is we just follow these candles all the way on down. Okay, so what you want to look at is we want to look at to the top of this candle. You're looking at 77.51. And then what the key level here is going to be this candle over here. Okay, it's sitting at 76.18. And then what we have is you have Friday's low at 76.06. And then this is your big boy, your 8 SMA at 75.65. Now, as long as this 8 SMA is holding the price, the candlestick here, then what we have here, this is going to be a nice bullish run. The key is, can it get through this 100 SMA here, and can it get through this 21 SMA? Okay, that is going to be very crucial. Okay, so when we look at that 21, you're looking at 79.28. You can see rally right up to it. And then we have 79.69. So those are going to be your key resistance levels if they can get, obviously, if they can get above that. Now, when we look at today's high, what do we have? Okay, so what you have 79.29. So basically, when we go over to the left of the chart here, okay, you had 79.60 and we had 79.77. So right there is your basically is a nice resistant levels here on this double top situation. Okay, but you know the real key level is not just getting and closing above that, but is getting and closing above this 21 day. That's very crucial. Okay, so that's what we want to look here on the upside, and we want to look at that 100 SMA here on your upside at 79.69. Now remember, the OPEC meeting will be out here on February 1st. I don't think they're going to do any changes. They're still looking for that cuts of 2.2 million barrels per day. Okay, so we got to see how that's all going to, kind of like shake out. Now, what I do like is when you look at this weekly chart, see this 8 SMA? This was having just an absolute waterfall down. But it never crossed that 200 day. If it would have, it would have taken that price right on down to your big retest here at 67.71. But you notice how it's rounded off here now. Your price is just right above it. So what we had here is you had a low, higher low, higher low. But we also had a high, lower high, lower high. So you had a wedge going down. So you always want to look for those patterns. So however it breaks out of that wedge, okay, that's going to be your direction. But when a wedge tightens up, then you get, boom, you get this green candle. That's what you get, okay? Or you get it to the downside. This happened to break up. So this is going to be a very key level here. It's going to be that 74.17 on any kind of a sell-off on a weekly basis. And obviously, if that's lost, then we can come down to your 200-day here at 71.84 here. But on your daily chart, what we always look for is we look for that key 200 SMA. That's always very key. That's sitting at 77.64 then. That's always very key levels here. So any kind of a sell-off that it does today, okay, as long as it's holding it, so like it is right now, that's good. But now, when you look at these price channels, see this? Okay, the candles are on the outside, okay? So when you see that, the candle wants to try to get itself back on the inside here. So if we have a little sell down today, as long as it comes down and this 8-day is holding here, then you know you're still in a bullish mode. Now your RSI, well, you know it came up, but it's just flattening out here. Your MACD here is very bullish, and I do like this MACD here going on now. See how your green It hasn't crossed it yet, but it's kissing it pretty good. Okay, so it's kissing it really good. So if it can roll back above, then we can get much higher on your prices. So what we have here is on the upside, again, just watch this 21 SMA sitting right now 79.27. Then you have 79.69 here on your 100-day. Then what we do is we just look to the left of the chart. So it can get, if it can get above that, what we'll do is we can just look right to the left here. So what we have here is you're looking at basically 81.05. That's going to be your big target. And then we come to the next candle. You're looking at 82.24. And then we have 82.83. And then we can just follow these candles here. You have 83.60. And that would be that level. And then what we do is we come, when we come up to this price channel, we just take it right across, okay? So if we look at that candle, that's that 83.60. Okay, then we can follow this candles up, but look at your price channel going right across. That would be your next big level, 85.90. And then we take this channel all the way across. What do you have? Okay, so you're looking at 89.85. And obviously your retest is all the way up here at sitting at 95.03. But this is why you want to use the price channels. It's very easy. You just draw your line across, and those are going to be your big targets. But for today, what we want to watch is this 21-day, and you want to watch that 100-day. Now, on the downside, just this 50 SMA here is going to be very, very key level here on a closing basis, and obviously this 200 SMA here on a closing basis, that's 77.64. Okay, on a closing basis. If that is lost, then we just basically look right down to these candles. So you have your 76.18, but this is going to be the crucial one right here. Is going to be this 8 SMA if it sells all the way on down. And then again, if that is lost, you have your 50-day sitting right here. You're looking at 73.65, and you have your 21-day at 73. 49. Now, the thing I do like about this is see how your 50-day, it was just absolute on a downslide, but now look like it's flattening right off, and your 21-day is starting to roll on up. So if we can do a nice bullish cross here, like we did with this 8-day, you'd give a nice good support level to here. So just in case that 8 SMA, as it rolls on up, is lost, you can have a nice support level right at that 21. But we got to see how the whole day here going to shakes out here. But right now, the key level here is just watch that 21-day and watch that old Hondo right there, and this 200-day and the 50-day here on your downside. All right, let's take a look here and see what's going on with natural gas. Okay, now, when you got up this morning here, or you even looked at it last night, you looked at natural gas, you says, holy shit, what the hell happened to natural gas? It came right on off. Well, if you just punch up this right here, okay, your bar chart, okay, very, very easy. What you can do is you can see all the gas prices and you can see where the futures are. So I'm just going to roll down on this a little bit. See, so we can see exactly where your contract was, okay? See, so you're right up there at that 271, 251. Now you're right down in the 212 area here. So just punch that up here, and you can just scroll right on down, and you can get all your what your prices are here going forward. Look at there. There's May 26, there's 27, there's 28, there's 29. So you can just roll that all the way on down. Okay, so if you're trading the old natty gas here, this is always a pretty good site here to look at to see exactly where the contract is, on for the month that you are trading. Okay, let's get here to the charts. Okay, here we have your daily and your weekly chart. Now you can see where the price is here. You're sitting at 212. Okay, so what you do here is just look to the left of your chart here. Okay, so there's your 203. That's what you're looking at there, which you can come down to. And then we have a lot of different levels right here. You're looking at your 199 here. Then we're looking all the way down here to 194 here on your old weekly chart. So you can see the 203 right there. So basically what you have is here, you're outside of all your really key chart here. So we got to wait till we get right back in here. But like when you look at what I'm trading here with the UNG, yeah, you're down a little bit, but it's not that big of an effect on that. Same way like with the BOIL, BOIL, those are two for the longs. And then you have your KOLD, that is for the short. That's up about $5 there today. Now, what this needs to do is you need to get right back into the action here. So you're sitting at 212. So really what you need to do is you can follow these candles here back on up here. So there's your 213 level here. Right there, you have your 217 level, and then we have your 220 level, and then we come back up into the parameters here. You're sitting at 2.23, and then the next resistance here is going to be you're sitting at 2.27, and then we just have basically 2.29, and then we can get right back into your price channel here at 2.31 if this wants to go rise right on up here. Now we've got to see how these charts are all going to shake out here, because when you have that contract rolling, you have such a different kind of a price here of what you had. Now your charts aren't looking really too good here. But again, if you look at today's low here at 2.10, and then you look at your high of 2.16 here, but now you have that big gap that has to be filled here. Okay, so basically here we just watch these charts on the inside, okay, and follow that 8 SMA. See that 8 SMA? You're coming all the way down. Eventually here, next couple of days here, this will get right back in here into the flow again. But your 8 day is crossed below your 21 day, and your 50 day not looking very, very bullish here. But last week, this was the tell. You can see how just wet and wild that this was, and this was a big indecision candle here. So you can see where something good. That's why for me, like natural gas, it's more of it's a daily trade. I get up in the morning, I see exactly, if I want to scalp long, if I want to scalp short, or whatever the situation is. But just going there and saying, hey, I'm going to buy this and kind of hold this situation, it just isn't what you want to do. Like for me, for my trading, crude is a little bit more stable, even though it's pretty wet and wild. But natural gas here, this will just throw you right off the old chart. But let's take a look here on an hourly and a 4 hour. Okay, here we have your hourly chart. All right, bigger up a little bit. So you can just see where you have the big drop situation. So basically what you want to do is you want to tune in your hourly and your 4 hour chart, or even a tick chart, or a 1 5-minute chart here. It'll give you a little better on how to trade this here today until we can get these gaps all finished here and we get back in the game here on what it is. But you can see it just sloping all the way on down here. The demand just isn't there. And what I don't like about it is they put a halt on these pipelines for this LNG here. 13 different pipelines here. So this is really not good. Again, this is election year, like I was telling you last night here. This is election year. So they're trying to please everybody. They're trying to please the climate people. They're trying to please, the energy people. They're trying to please everybody. Instead of just trying to do the right thing, they're trying to make everybody happy here. So again, it makes zero sense to me. It makes zero sense to anybody who's in trading or knows anything about energy. But again, this is politics, so you have to get used to that. So basically, we have a sideways action. We just got to see which way it's going to go. You got to give these charts a little chance to shake out here. But when we look at this, you want to look to the top of this candle. You're looking at 2.166. There, that is going to be your gap, and then we come all the way up to the bottom of this candle here. What do we have here? You're looking at 2.42. So that's a fill. So that's a really big range here as far as that goes. Here, that's the same way as what we got going on here. So basically, we got to wait and see and trade this little bit here, this sideways action here, until we can get these charts here to basically adapt. But let's just take a look at another group of charts. Okay. If you're going to trade this today here, this is how you're going to want to trade it. Okay, so you have a tick chart here, you have a 1 minute, you have a 5 minute, and then you have your 15 minute here chart. So you can see on this 1 minute here chart where you got all the way onto your low here. And then as this day progressive here, you'll be able to get a nice trading channel, and then you'll be able to get see exactly where it's going. So right now your channel is sitting at 2.11, and then your 2.13 on the top here. So if you want to trade this, that's how we can basically trade this here, like on a 1 minute chart here. And these here will start adapting here as the day progresses. Now, this is your tick chart here. You can see where, you fell right on off here. So we just got to see how this is all going to progress here during the day. But right now here, during before pre-market here, the 1 minute chart here is ways you can start doing some scalping. So what I'll be doing here in a little while is looking for maybe some long trades, scalp here on the UNG. Okay, is what I'll be doing. And I'll be using this 1 minute chart here. Okay, so anytime when you get this contract rolling, get such a big difference in price here, that doesn't mean you can't trade it. So you can go like a 1 and a 4 hour chart here, but realistically, you just figure out how you trade it. So you just use a tick a 1, a 5, and a 15-minute chart here and figure out which one is going to work the best for you. And obviously the 1 minute here is going to work here. So basically we have a nice low here. We have a higher low. And then we'll see how this progresses here there today. If we can do all the way to the top of 2.13 here, and then the today's high, which was basically at let me see here, 2.166. So there's good possibilities here of still scalping this UNG here, even like in pre-market. Okay, I'll have more for you on the crude and natural gas here after the pick close here at 2:30. Thanks for watching.